talking. Well, higher education institutions are not grooming graduates to be employable. That's according to Regent Business School's Dr Ahmed Shaikh. The school has created an employability unit aimed at empowering young people with core skills that prepare them for the actual workplace. Well, to tell us more, we're joined by Dr Ahmed Shaikh. He is in our Durban studio for us this morning. Dr Shaikh, a very good morning to you and thanks for your time this morning. Just break it down for us. When you say that higher education institutions are not grooming our graduates to be employable, what is it that they're doing wrong? What is it that they're not doing?
Thank you very much. I think it's a massive challenge to talk about preparing graduates to be employed and employable. And just to give you a sense of scale and statistic, we've researched that roughly 3 million people entered the job market in sub-Saharan Africa every year. And 3 million jobs are created, but really in the next year or two, we'd have up to 10 million young people entering the job market. And really the skill set that is required in the next year or two is very different to the skill set we have today. So I think as higher education institutions, we have a real challenge in that we tend to focus on disciplinary specific skills rather than training graduates to have a broad range of skills and be commercially aware. And of course, we've got this massive issue of the fourth industrial revolution, digital economies, artificial intelligence, robotics, etc. And quite frankly, higher education institutions have not been able to adjust their curricula to be able to create this new skills base for the new economy.
And I suppose we have to ask why at this point, Dr. Shaikh, why when we're evolving, like you say, when the world is evolving, the workplace is evolving, careers are evolving, why have higher institutions not sought to sort of keep up to date and make it worth students' while?
I guess there are a number of problems. Firstly, it is quite difficult to bring about fundamental change in curriculum. In higher education, oftentimes in public institutions, it is about preserving tradition, it is about holding to that which we are familiar. And so to disrupt curricula is quite challenging for academics. And one really requires bold leaders and brave ideas in higher education to be able to create this new skills base. So I think firstly there's this inertia. Secondly, whilst we know the fourth industrial revolution is not just on our doorstep, but we're right in the midst of this tornado of this digital economy, I think that both students and faculty alike are just talking about it. And I think we're paying lip service to this new skills base required. But quite frankly, we've not integrated these skill sets into the curriculum. So in many respects, I think what we're doing, unfortunately, is preparing graduates to be unemployable and, God forbid, unemployed. And so I think this inertia that we have in higher education needs to be challenged and needs to change immediately.
Well, tell us about what you're doing now. The Regent Business School creating this employability unit. What is it and what does it actually do? How far does it go to solving this problem or to start solving this problem?
Sure, it's an interesting idea. Given this inertia I talked about a moment ago in higher education, we thought, well, if we can't change the curriculum immediately, could we create a set of bolt-on programs that we could couple students in a degree program, for example, with all of the skills that we call 21st century skills, in-demand skills. So what we're doing at Regent Business School is we've created a lab. We call it the iLead lab. It's an employability lab. And so we're teaching coding, 3D printing, 2D printing, additive manufacturing, robotics, artificial intelligence, and a whole range of soft skills. So we need people to be able to be adaptive thinkers, creative problem solvers, people who can work in cross-cultural teams. And there's clearly a different skill set. Most degree programs tend not to teach and tease out these kinds of skills in young graduates. So what we're doing at the lab at Regent Business School is on the one hand teaching these STEM subjects and technology subjects and disruptive technologies, and on a side track or on a parallel basis, we're teaching all of these soft skills required.
All right. Well, thanks very much for your time. That's Dr. Ahmed Shaikh. He's from the Regent Business School, just chatting to us about what we're not doing for our graduates to enable them to actually go out there and find a job. Now, 100